All right, about a year ago I reviewed a thing called the Terminal, which was a little e-ink display which you could configure to do a variety of things. I ended up just using it to display the calendar and the weather, and I was happy with that. And it sat on my fridge for the last year, and then recently I upgraded the Wi-Fi and it just didn't want to know, it didn't want to communicate with it. I've reset it numerous times and the two things just don't seem to like one another. So I put it away for a bit and thought, well, I could live without it. And then I realised I didn't know what day I was putting the bins out on, or what colour bins were going out on the bin day. Very important information to know in the UK, that, as well as whether it's raining this afternoon, what time it's raining, should I put the washing on the line, all those kind of exciting things that your typical YouTuber gets involved in, you know, your kind of influencer stuff, you know, putting bins out and putting washing on the line. Well, I was going to get another one. I was thinking of getting the bigger one with a high resolution display, but then it does so many things that I don't need. It has a lot of different features and it was a bit of a faff to configure. And I thought I can't really be bothered. And then, just by pure chance, SwitchBot came out with this thing. It's turned up in my recommendations. So this displays your calendar and the weather on an e-ink display, and that's exactly what I needed. So I've got one. Let's have a quick look at it. I'm not going to spend too long on this because after all it just does those two things. Let's just see how well it does them. At least I think it just does two things. We'll find out. Right, well, looking at the box, all I can glean so far is that it does do the weather and the time, and it says there's a calendar because there's a button for it there. There's also one that says AI analysis. What the heck does that do? I mean, really, if all it does is the weather and the calendar, that is perfect for me. Right, well, that screen looks a little bit bigger, not massively so. There's a lot of bezel on there, isn't there? Let's just get the other one out, the one that's not working. Oh, the screen is the same size. In fact, it looks a little bit smaller. Okay, so looking around it, we seem to have 4 touch points along the bottom here. A physical switch at the top, hooks to hang it on the wall, somewhere to put your Game Boy cartridges, or perhaps maybe it's just where you plug your USB-C in. Something to reset it. A USB-C lead, self-assembly stand, safety information, warranty, nope, nope, yep, no, 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 no. Oh, hold on, nope. Okay, well, looking through the manual, it appears I missed a button when I was looking around it before. On the back corner there is the pairing button, and now I just have to add it into the SwitchBot app. So let me get on and set this up and I'll show you what it does. Notice it only supports 2.4 gigahertz. Fortunately, I do have a 2.4 gigahertz network set up. Oh look, there's a new firmware version. That's surprising. Let's upgrade it. Okay, well, I've been playing around with this for a while now, and it turns out that it really doesn't do an awful lot. In fact, it does a lot less than I was expecting. Whilst I was only looking for the weather and the calendar, it doesn't really do either of those, particularly to my satisfaction. I'll explain why. I mean, first off, this weather screen looks all right, doesn't it? I mean, that's not bad. It gives you the information that you need. What I really wanted, though, was an hour-by-hour breakdown, or perhaps 2 hours at a time, just to say it's raining at 3 o'clock this afternoon, but it's going to be dry at 4, that kind of thing. Well, I'm not getting that on this screen, and that is the weather screen there. There is another more basic screen that you can have on this one. If we go into this page here, we've got 2 choices. We've got the default or the minimal. That's what the minimal would look like. Now, I'll just add it onto here, but it'll take a while. You see, if I save it there now, it won't immediately appear on this. We've got to force a refresh to get that to appear on the screen. I mean, I presume it would appear after a certain amount of time has elapsed, but I'm forcing the refresh, so we've got the data downloading there. But whilst we're waiting for that, which is going to be perhaps 30 seconds or so, as far as the weather goes, I mean, you can change the units that are displayed and all that kind of stuff, but really everything that's shown on the screen at the moment remains in these positions. You can't alter that unless you go to this other more basic screen that's going to appear in a minute. But yeah, you can just change the type of units that are displayed. Now, as far as the other screens go, the calendar has been the one that is really disappointed to me. We'll wait for this to update so that then I can show you that in a moment. So any second now, we should be getting the updated weather screen. In fact, it seems to have stalled. There we go. That's the other one. Okay, so that's just even more basic than the previous one. It misses a lot of the information off. Just a little bit easier to read from a distance, perhaps. So those are the two weather screens, that's it. But now as far as the other screen goes, well, if we click here, I'll just keep that alive. If we click down there, we move it into the schedule. Now, this is the calendar. Now, I'll show you what calendar I created for this because I made a calendar up. Right, so here are all the different events that I've created in the future with the intention of having a load of stuff to show on the screen here when I got this. So I've made a lot of fake appointments, etc. So that's today, 5th of June, so you'd expect I'll be seeing some of these on the screen. Well, no, I just get today's events. That's it. I'm not even getting tomorrow's. So it's no good for me with my bins being put out because I have to put them out in the evening before. So I've got a next button, which does nothing. Doesn't move forward through the days. I can't show like the calendar as a big screen. What I can do, you can click on AI analysis, which I've moved that into another screen for the weather. You see, that one will give me a breakdown throughout the day, but it's only doing it every 4 hours. So that's on the second screen, and those are the two screens that I can show here. If we go back to the schedule, we're just going to get that one event calendar screen again. Now, I can change that calendar screen, so if we just go on here and we change the second page, that's what's on there at the moment. If we change the other one to calendar, we're just going to get a calendar like that. Now, again, you'd think if I had a calendar like that on there, I'd get all the events that were coming up over the next couple of weeks or over the month highlighted. There'd be like some kind of mark on the screen to show that an event was due on next Thursday or whatever, and you click through to it. Well, of course, you got to remember this area here, this isn't a touch screen, so I can't select anything on the screen that way. I can only click these 4 buttons along the bottom. Right, so that's now my other screen that I could display. That's all I can show. It's a calendar. It doesn't tell me there's any events on any of these days, but yeah, if I get this calendar up here, you can see there's loads of events coming up, 8th through to the 18th. There's loads of things. Nothing showing on the screen. And I can just click and go back to the one for today. So the calendar at the moment is utterly useless. Right, so just to be clear, this is the functionality as it stands in June 2026 out of the box. Here are the screens in the app to show you exactly what it can do. So the home page is the weather. And if you just want a device that shows this information with a 12-month battery life on an e-ink screen, then you could be happy with this. And as mentioned, there's also the alternative, simpler layout for this screen, and you can link this up to your personal weather station and environmental sensors, all of which I haven't done, of course, but, you know, it's there if you want it. The second screen, which for some bizarre reason is labelled as AI analysis, is the one where you can select just one of the displays currently being shown as examples in this slideshow. Now, some of these can be configured further. The environmental data can be linked to your own sensors, and the countdown screen can be set to show the days elapsed and remaining in the current year or month, or to a date of your choosing, perhaps a holiday or important event that's coming up. And then finally, a page of custom text can be linked to an API, or you can type a message of up to 328 characters in the app, which will then display on the screen. But that's pretty much it, other than an alarm function, which is mentioned in the promotional literature, but I can't find it as a standalone feature. The only one I can find seems to be linked to agenda items in the calendar. Okay, so here's how I've got it set up at the moment, and this is as good as I can get it right now using its current configuration. Hopefully these things improve in the future. So this is the main screen. This is the one that's on all the time. It shows the weather and the date and the time. Okay, so if I click this one at the bottom left, I get into this page, which gives me a bit of a breakdown as how the weather is going to change over the course of the day. But it could do with a lot more granularity rather than just every 4 hours. So those are the two things to do with the weather. And then as far as the calendar goes, I've just got this one page on here. And if we click this, it tells me what events are happening today. Not tomorrow, not the day after. No, just today. And that's it. That's everything that I can do with this at the moment. If you had a SwitchBot hub, you can use this thing to activate functions like control your curtains or turn your lights on and off, all those kind of things. By using these two hotkeys at the end, you can configure those for that. But the front two are the only two that I'm using at the moment because I don't have anything set up that I want to control with this. And as it stands, it's really doing very little. Pretty disappointed in this at the moment. Hopefully there's more to come, but you know, nobody's promising that either. Oh, I nearly forgot to demonstrate this light. So tapping the button at the top corner here brings on this illumination, which will remain on for 10 seconds before automatically switching off. And I think that is a handy feature. Well, that didn't really work out, did it? I bought SwitchBot products in the past. I had those automated curtains in the lounge. I've got a little switch thing and, you know, I'm happy with them. This one, I just think they need to do more work on it. The actual device itself works fine. It just needs more functionality. Hopefully they're planning on adding that. But at the moment, the weather doesn't have enough information on for me. And the calendar, well, it's just pretty much useless. I mean, it's like having a paper calendar on the wall with nothing written on it other than what's happening today. Yeah, okay. The good thing about this is, though, when I was setting this up, and it told me that it only worked on 2.4 gigahertz, it got me thinking about the terminal. And did I try that on just 2.4 gigahertz? I couldn't remember. So I went through the whole setup process again. And hey, look, the terminal is now no longer terminal. It's working again. And I've got it set up how I like it. I've got the weather here with an hour by hour breakdown of what's going on. And I've got my little calendar, which tells me everything that's coming along, all the events with the text next to them, so I know what they are. The issue that I had with this is that it didn't have buttons on it, other than this one on the back, which was inconvenient to get to, especially when you stick it on a wall. And the screen was too small to read really the text on the calendar at times. I didn't have enough room for it. So that got me thinking, I should buy the big one now. Now I've got it working again. So I've just gone and ordered the Terminal X, which has a larger screen on it, has buttons on the front or touch panels or whatever. So by buying this thing, which hasn't really worked out for me, I've then realised what I needed after all was one of these but bigger, and I've gone and bought myself a large terminal. So yeah, out of these two, I would suggest at the moment the Terminal is the device with a lot more functionality. However, it does require a little bit more configuration, a lot more really. Although they've got an app now, I noticed, which they didn't have before. So yeah, things are improving on that end of things. I'm looking forward to getting my Terminal X, which is due to be delivered sometime this month. That's the one that I'd recommend if you want something like this. Right, that's it for the moment. As always, thanks for watching.